Hello everyone. It's good to see so many lovely faces today. My name is Hasna Hinulfat and I'm an international student and I'm from Bangladesh. Today I'm going to talk about the pygmalion effect, which is a psychological term. I believe that many of you may know about the halo effect, audience effect, and etc. But when I was researching, I realized that pygmalion effect is also very important in our daily life. So now imagine that you are starting a new project in your company, but you don't have any confidence or have any knowledge about how to do this project. So your boss comes to you and tells you that you can obviously do the best in this particular project. So what will you do at the time? Will you become nervous or will you work much more harder to meet his expectations? Now, as you all may know, that the international students in Japan study Japanese before starting their theoretical studies. So I was very lucky to have Mr. Saizo as my Japanese language teacher. When I was the first year student in this university, I didn't have any knowledge about presentation and PowerPoint and everything. So there was a presentation competition in this university and all the students of our class had to join this. My advisor was Mr. Saizo. And he came to me and told me that Rifat, I see something in you. You can obviously do that. I was quite confused and I was thinking that if I don't have enough confidence and if I don't have adequate knowledge, how can I going to do this? So by the blessing of internet, I used YouTube as my teacher. I made those PowerPoint slides and I practiced over and over again. And point to be noted that Mr. Saizo didn't help me a bit in making those presentation slides, but he did expected something good from me. And he did kept telling me that you can do better in this project. So eventually, the competition was over. Can you guess how was the result? I ended up becoming first in this competition. Isn't it amazing? And I was thinking, like, my gosh, how can the dumbest one like me can be the first? Do you know what is this whole psychological thing is called? It is called the pygmalion effect, which means if you have some positive expectations from someone, they will obviously do better. Now, there is also an opposite effect of this, which is called the golem effect. The golem effect is when it is a mind-based belief that if any poor performance is expected from someone or by themselves, it can lead into a poor performance. It is relevant in a workplace or at a school. If you can use this pygmalion effect effectively, it can motivate the students or your subordinates. And when people are motivated, data tells us that people work 20% much better. Now, let's look at the data of the golem effect. If golem effect happens, it lacks the employee's self-confidence and self-trust. The productivity of this company gets lower day by day, and the employees acts opportunistically. Now the big question is, how can we use this pygmalion effect? Okay, the first step you have to remove the negative expectations from your subordinates or from your students. And you have to set a high expectations from them. But in doing that, you have to keep in mind that you have to set the right expectations from them. For example, you cannot expect a musician to solve 4 mathematical problems. Then you have to train and coach your people. Lastly, and most importantly, you have to give feedback to them. Isn't it amazing? Doesn't matter wherever life takes you, and doesn't matter which profession you are in. If you can use this simple method, your students or your subordinates work will improve. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for your valuable time.